Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Anti-Marino Stadium for tonight's section match between Greensburg Central Catholic, the Centurions, coming into town to take on your Gateway Gators here on a chilly, rainy, early spring evening. Hello, everyone, here on NFHS. I'm Vince Russo, solo on the call for you tonight. We should have ourselves a good one here between two section foes looking for their first win on the season. The Gators enter in this one 0-3 on the season. The Centurions drop their lone decision on the season 17-2 to Quaker Valley, a team that beat Gateway recently as well. Both of these teams have struggled to score. We'll see if we get much offense in some pretty abysmal conditions tonight. But one of these teams going to walk away from Monroeville, Pennsylvania, with their first win on the season, coming here in section play 2A, section 1. Gators will sport the home white uniforms with black numerals, helmets, and shorts. On the other side, it's all black uniforms with a little bit of maroon trim on them and white numbers, gray and maroon helmets for Greensburg Central Catholic. We are just a few seconds from getting underway here. We'll have 4 quarters of action here, 4 12-minute quarters between these two squads. And it is windy, it is chilly. Some adverse conditions out there for sure for both of these squads tonight. It's the weather app saying 38 degrees, feels more like 31, so it feels like it's under freezing out there for the Gators. Starting in net tonight, number 24, Sean Higson, the freshman. And so he will look to stymie the Centurions' offensive attack, while the Gators will look to do something they haven't done much of this season, get off to an early lead into a hot start. Try and build some momentum early in the contest. We're ready for the opening face-off. Whistle will blow, and we are underway. Centurions will start out with it. Hard charging. They'll get it in close. That pass off the mark, though. And so no real threat there. And possession for the first time in this one, just 8 seconds in, goes to the Gators. That ball bouncing and rolling, and now finally able to get it past midfield. The Gators will try and build some sustained offense here. As Alexander Matthew, the senior, with it now. Finding some space, getting away from a few defenders, but he gets that one stripped away. And now it's the Centurions for the second time going to try and break this one out after winning the opening face-off. Good job by the Gators. Swarming. They'll take this one and at least get it onto the turf. No takeaway there, though, and now looks like a foul. Check from behind. Last time we were here on NFHS bringing some lacrosse action, it was penalties that really hurt the Gators. They spent a lot of time down a man, committing costly penalties against South Fayette, a lot of which were unnecessary roughness and just checking a little too hard as this one bounces away. Gators able to come up with it. A nice pass there, going long down the field. Chris Horton able to connect on that one. Got it forward to Daniel Kotalupi. Kotalupi been a real bright spot. Now we got another penalty here up against the Gators. That'll turn things back over to Greensburg Central Catholic. Just about 2 minutes gone by here. No real threats here thus far. No shots on goal. Neither goalkeeper really tested thus far. Centurion's going to try and get that first shot, but the Gators swarming defensively. Good pressure there by Giovanni Colarusso, the junior. Stick gets knocked away. Horton there with a big check. Now he dances away from a few. A nice pass downfield. And they'll get that one back to Alexander Matthew. Or Matthew Alexander, rather. He's going to take this one inside, and he scores a beautiful goal from a sharp angle. And so the Gators strike first.
Number 9, Matt Alexander.
And Matt Alexander, the senior, tallies the first goal of this one just 2.5 minutes in. The Gators with the early lead. We have a flag down on the field. Not exactly sure what the call was there, but as it stands, an early lead for your Gateway Gators. And again, it's Matthew Alexander. Nice shot from a real sharp angle there. Bounce that one in underneath the glove and the ankles of the goalkeeper. And now it's Kotalupi with a nice spin move there, or swim move rather. And the Gators looking to add on to the early lead here. Shot from a bit of a ways out there, that one off the mark. As gripping it and ripping it there was Ian Wilson, the junior. And again, the Gators take a hold of possession here. A stick getting just taken out completely. And so now the Centurions, after the turnover generated, going to try and go quick the other way. They lose the ball, though. Horton goes down for it. And now we have a flag. That'll be a penalty against Horton, who now has to sit. So the Centurions.
Greensburg Central.
Now we get a call that Greensburg Central Catholic was offsides. And so finally, after a couple penalties assessed, looks like we're, well, hold on a second, we're still held up here. So more than enough confusion to go around here. The clock will stop with 8:31 left here in the first quarter. As it looks like the ball, even though there was a penalty called originally against Gateway, ball will go back to the Gators after an offsides call against the Centurions. As both teams get into position. We've yet to officially resume play. And now we will, with the Gators on the right side of the field. Their offense looking for goal number 2 after Matthew Alexander's early tally. Kotalupi with it. Hard charging inside, getting turned away there. Number 12, Robert Johnson. Now we get another offsides call, and the crowd getting a bit animated. You can hear down below. And so once again, we have a stoppage in play and some wholesale substitutions, as both teams a little out of sync here to start. We've only had really one quality chance on the goal thus far, and that one went in. That's where we stand with the Gators out in front. Centurions will try and knot it up here. They have it behind the net. Pass in front was a dandy, but that one got away. That's the second time Centurions looked like they had a nice opportunity, but then just turned it over right in front of the net. Couldn't hold on to it. Now this ball loose. The pass unable to be corralled there by the Gators. And a wide open Centurion in front. Again, unable to come up with that one after the drop pass by Asante Martin. Again, Centurion's going to try and go in front of the net. Quick shot, a nice save there. Beautiful, in close. Got it right in the glove. Sean Higson. And now a turnover. And the Centurions will make the Gators pay. So fortunes change quickly in less than a minute, and we are tied up. So the lead doesn't last too long for the Gators, but we have ourselves a close game here in the first 5 minutes of action gone by. 7:05 left here in our first quarter of action. For the Gators, Chris Horton will check back on, the senior. We'll have ourselves second face-off right inside that G, the 50-yard line. And for the second time in as many draws, the Centurions will come up with it, and that shot well off of the mark there. Ian Wilson on the draw there for the Gators. Tried to tie that one up and kick it away, but just unable to. As the rain continues to fall here. There's a shot there. Higson with another nice save. He's been up to the task here. Higson will sweep behind his net, get it over to Horton. Horton going to go deep. They'll get it past midfield. Matthew Alexander had it momentarily. Got swarmed by a couple Centurions. He has it back now, trying to make his way down the field. But again, absorbs some contact there. And now Greensburg Central Catholic comes back the other way on offense. Couple Gators swarming there on defense, including Robert Johnson, the junior. Pass, looking for the quick shot, go on the backhand. That one off the mark. Good opportunity there by the Centurions, but that one won't fall. It's a hard check there. That one's going to be a penalty. Just a little too physical there. Asante Martin going to have to check off after the penalty. Centurions will have another opportunity. Offensively, looking for their first lead of the contest.
For the Centurions.
The pass that gets past everyone will go out of bounds, and frustration there for the Centurions, who had a golden opportunity trying to get that one through the defense for an open look, but no one was home there. And so the miscommunication will lend it back to Horton and the Gators. Horton loses it though, and so that'll go out of bounds, and ball will go right back to the Centurions. Now they're going to wind up, and a shot there off the mark. Looked like Horton batted that one away. He got in front of it. Now it'll be the Gators' ball after that shot careens out of bounds.
Gator ball.
And again, a long pass downfield over everyone. So no one home there. Greensburg Central Catholic will take it. We've got a low-scoring affair here early between these two section teams. 1-1 our score. Nice move there. Fake the shot. Now trying to bounce that one through the legs of the freshman Higson. Possession will stay with the Centurions. They get this one right in front, and a nice shot there. Centurions have been looking for that feed right in front of the net. finally they execute on it. Now Greensburg Central Catholic has their first lead. Gators got on the board first, but 2 unanswered for Greensburg Central Catholic. 2-1 our score with 1 tick under 5 minutes to play here in our opening frame. So back to the face-off circle we go. Gators will look to win their first draw. This one, that one pops out. Gators rush to it, but it's the Centurions once again. They are threatening. A little bit of momentum now after a few goals. Looks like another penalty upcoming on the Gators here. Another hard check sends a Centurion to the turf. But we will play on here. A delayed penalty. Both benches barking orders here. Gators trying to stay within 1 here. Quick shot. That one's blocked. A good block there by a defensive man for the Gators. Another hard check and another Centurion going down to the turf. Dominic Contillo was in position there with a nice block. So 30-second penalty on the push. That one goes against number 12 for the Gators, Robert Johnson. So 30-second penalty. Gators have to dig deep here. Down a man. Horton in great position there. They look for the quick pass. That one off the mark, and now here come the Gators offensively. Now it'll be a penalty against the Centurions. Just the second we've seen called against Greensburg Central Catholic.
Penalty against Greensburg Central.
Take a look at scorekeepers down at midfield. I do not envy them. It's a little warmer up here in the friendly confines of the press booth. But with the windows open, you can get a little bit of a sense of, it's not so much the cold, but the wind that really gets you, combined with the rain. And luckily, these guys down on the field are moving, but a lot of them wearing shorts down there. I can't imagine that feels all that comfortable. Johnson back out on the field. He served his 30-second penalty. And as he rejoins, the Gators have gone from defense to offense here, looking to try and tie this one up. Pass off the mark there. Now the Centurions with some steam coming back the other way. Pass is off the mark. Horton goes to scoop that one up. Still loose on the turf. Finally, Horton does come up with it. Just sort of shuttles that one forward towards midfield. It'll get past so the Gators' offensive force can play it. Now the Gators, a little bit of open space. Quick shot, and that's a goal.
Goal Gators, number 22, Eric Brophy.
So you hear it there over the loudspeaker. Eric Brophy, the senior, puts that one away. Great tic-tac-toe passing by the Gateway Gators. We are tied back up at 2 in what's been an entertaining contest here thus far between these two teams out here in the rain and the cold.
Tied at 2.
So Matthew Alexander with the first tally and Eric Brophy with the second. Those are your goal scorers thus far for your Gateway Gators. Back to the face-off dot we go. This one still up for grabs. Neither team with control thus far. This ball's still loose, and finally the Gators come away with it. For the first time, they come away with the draw. Now this ball gets loose. Gators get it back. It's Brophy, who just scored moments ago. Now you can sort of sense the momentum on the Gators side. Little pep in their step. Brophy assesses. The Gators will set it up and go to work. Johnson has his stick tipped. He gets back to it first, and it's handled by Daniel Cotaluppi. Pass off the mark. Gators able to come up with it, though, before that one trails out of bounds. And it's Brophy once again. He'll pull back out a little bit, examine his options, and the Gators will spend a little bit more time here on offense. Brophy just sort of circling around, looking, trying to see who of his teammates can get open here. They'll feed it in front. Cotaluppi tried to bounce that one. Gators were closest to it when it went out here on the offensive side of things. That will stay with them. Good hustle by Brophy, good positioning. Nice shot there by Cotaluppi. Just a little off the mark. Gators very nearly reclaimed the lead. Gators will send it up to Johnson. Johnson trying to create some space. He muscles his way through. That'll be a delay of game, though, and so that will hand it back over to Greensburg Central Catholic, and they've got 50 seconds here as we're under a minute to play in the first quarter. They'll try and break this deadlock. If not, we will go to the quick break tied. Contilla with a big hit there. That one off the mark, bounces out. About 20 yards from the goal. Now they'll take the shot. That one's blocked before it even gets to the net. Horton got in front of it. Gators just going to throw this one out towards midfield. They'll get to it. Now here they come, full head of steam. A nice hit there. Johnson loses it. His stick is tipped as he tried to pass that one. Cotaluppi has it. Now we'll have a call as the Centurion looked like he got knocked to the turf. So that'll be Greensburg Central Catholic ball. We resume with 7 seconds left. Is it enough time to get a shot off? 2, 1, and no, that will be the end of the first quarter. And so,
we have a 2-2 tie.
As you hear over the PA loudspeaker there, 2-2 at the end of one. Gators hang in there on what has been a chilly but exciting matchup down there. You see humid but windy. Sunset coming our way at 8:02. We might be done when that even happens. So we're seeing the, I want to say sunlight or sun, but we're really not seeing the sun today. The sun is staying out later as we edge ever closer towards summer here in western Pennsylvania. But we're not quite out of that winter feeling just yet. Temperature's supposed to drop even more tonight. Perhaps a little snow in the forecast tomorrow. I think we can all agree we're ready for a little bit warmer weather. Many of us packing away some of those winter clothes, having to pull some of them back out here. But doesn't seem to phase either of these teams. A lot of these guys down there in shorts, maybe some Under Armour compression longer pants to try and provide a little more comfort from the wind, but neither team giving up an inch here. We're still deadlocked after 12 minutes of play and still 36 more to go. We hope you'll stick with us as both the Gators and the Centurions looking for their first win on the season. Centurions just their second contest after falling at the hands of Quaker Valley. Gators have also played the Quakers in addition to North Hills and South Fayette and Sewickley Academy. Teams will switch sides. So the Gators will be operating, going across your screen to the left to score. Centurions will be coming down the right side of your screen to score. It's not a lot of offense Centurions scored just 2 goals in total in their first game, so they've matched that total here in the first quarter. And the Gators are only averaging about 3 goals per game. So they've got 2 after 1. Neither team scores at all that high a clip. We've had a little offense here in the early going, though, and the Centurions going to rush down the other way and try and add on to that. Passes off of the mark. That one stays in bounds, though. Kind of died there on the wet turf. Now quick turn and shot. Right idea, but that one missed, and now it's on the back of the net. Hickson able to get to it quickly. The freshman goalkeeper has been solid here. Pass off the mark, but Gators are the first one to get to it on their offensive side of the field. Now a Gator checks his own teammate, and the Centurion's going to try and take advantage of that with some momentum here. The Gators get a couple defensive players on. They're scrambling to get into position. The shot will find the back of the net. As again, they go low. Hickson unable to get down to stop that one. Now 3-2 is our score just a minute into the second quarter. And once again, Greensburg Central Catholic will take the lead.
Number 23 on that shot, and that is Ryan Kimmel.
So you hear there, Ryan Kimmel, the goal scorer for the Centurions. And that is already our 3rd lead change of this contest. Gators got the first one courtesy of Matthew Alexander. Greensburg Central Catholic came back, scored a couple quick markers, made it 2-1. And it was Eric Brophy finding the back of the net on some really stellar passing. He had a one-on-one opportunity with the goaltender. Put that one away, tied us at 2. Now the Centurions back out in front after Kimmel's goal. Makes it 3-2. Aforementioned Brophy with it behind the net here. Not a lot of movement by either team here. Shot from well outside. That one
saved there
going to be
number 16, Aaron Stasko.
That'll be saved by Stasko, the Centurions netminder. He spins away from some pressure. That pass unable to be corralled, though. Ball is still loose. It was taken away for a second by Kotaluppi. That was Dallas Steele, the sophomore, applying pressure to the netminder, forcing that errant pass. Now it's the Centurions coming back the other way. They've got numbers. That pass slash shot, not sure exactly which it was, off the mark. Possession will stay with Greensburg Central Catholic. A nice move there, nice couple moves, but the ball gets loose there. Centurions will dive down to try and get this one, see if we get a call against the Gators. A little bit of contact there. Horton turning on the Jets. He has stood up right around the 35-yard line. Now the Centurion's going to shuttle this one forward. That ball's still loose. Gators and Kotaluppi come up with it. He absorbs the contact there, a big hit, tries to get toward the sidelines and create some space for himself. He gets hit. No call is drawn there, so the Centurions will go back on the offensive. They've done a good job here in this second quarter, not allowing the Gators to utilize their speed to create open space. A shot there from in close. That'll score.
Goal, number 18, Patterson Ware, the second goal of the game.
And so it's announced Patterson Ware with his second marker. That'll extend the lead to 2. There was a penalty flag thrown at the end of that as well. That was against number 20 for the Gators. It was a hit after the fact. Sante Martin with the minute penalty. So he will have to check off for a minute. In his place, number 43, Giovanni Colarusso, the junior. And so we'll get reset here with 8:49 left in the first half. And the lead now 4-2 for Greensburg Central Catholic. Gators came away with the draw for a second there, and it was pushed away. Stepping out of bounds for the Gators, losing track of the sidelines there was Colin Valentine, the sophomore. Good pressure by the Centurions to force him out of bounds. And so Greensburg Central Catholic will go back on the offensive, up 2 here. Already, that's the largest lead we've seen from either team in this one thus far. Is that ball going to stay in bounds? Ball not rolling quite as much on this turf since it's so wet with all the rain. That ball taken away by Horton and the Gators. But a penalty against Gateway will give the ball right back to the Centurions. That shot there somehow absorbed by Higson. He keeps that one out of the net. That looked like a difficult save there by the freshman. They'll get it to Horton. Horton tries to pass it forward quickly. No one home. Centurions have it again. Quick pass. That one stopped again. Horton got in front of that one.
With that block.
And Horton broke his stick. He lost the wicket on top, so he has to sprint off. The Gators have to find a substitution for him. That'll be Martin. And luckily the shot off the mark there as the Centurions took good advantage, moved that ball around quickly and had an open shot there from only about 10 yards away. But that shot just went right of the net. They missed everything there. And so Higson and company didn't have to make a save, and they didn't get burned after going a man down there for a few seconds with a broken stick by Horton. All that being said, Greensburg Central Catholic will maintain possession here. Gators looking to try and get this ball back. That one dies right near midfield. Gators offensive men unable to jump over there and get the ball. Just got to kind of watch it die right in front of them. So they're counting on their defense to try and get that ball back and give them an opportunity to get within one here. That one bounces away. Higson trying to reach out and get that one. It's still loose. Couple of Gators, couple of Centurions. That ball continuing to bounce around. Now another Gator coming over, try and lend support. Once again, Greensburg Central Catholic ends up with it up top. Quick move, quick shot. That one hits the post. And oh, just that close to breaking this one open a little bit more. So the Centurions have really slanted the field here and have had much of the opportunities. Another quick shot there off the mark. So 3 shots all from the same player here for the Centurions. Close but no cigar. The middle one of these 3 shots hitting off of the post. The other 2 not on the mark. Looks like we got a timeout now.
Timeout on the field. With the score, Greensburg Central 4.
So with just under 6 minutes left, both of these teams get their first chance to talk a little more strategy here in quarter number 2. We talked about still very early in the season here. Both of these teams trying to find their footing. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. We'll see who will come away with it here in this second quarter. Greensburg Central Catholic has really taken a hold of the pace of play. Gators getting outscored 2-0 thus far with very limited opportunities offensively, while on the other side it seems like the Centurions over these 9 minutes and 4 seconds have really lived within 20 to 25 yards from the net of the Gators. Standings in Class 2A, Section 1. Quaker Valley and Trinity are the class of the section right now. Quakers 3-0, while Trinity 2-0 on the season. South Fayette 2-1, including a victory over the Gators. Franklin Regional 2-2 on the season. Chartiers Valley and Swickley Academy both at 500 with 1-1 records. And then Greensburg Central Catholic at 0-1, and both Gateway and Winchester Thurston at 0-3. Both looking for their first win on this campaign. Next game for the Gators will be a 3A contest against 0-2 Norwin. So between today and Wednesday, when they play the Knights, a couple opportunities for the Gators to take on teams that haven't won a game yet this season, and hopefully an opportunity for the Gators to get a few wins under their belt. This one coming in section play, the one on Wednesday coming outside of section play. Pass off the mark. Kotalupi springs that one up into the air and then just sort of tries to bat it away, and now we're going to get another penalty here. It's bouncing off of a would-be defender and scoring a beautiful goal there. That's the second of the game for number 18. And Ware finds the back of the net. Penalty committed by the Gators, and you saw a would-be defender come over and try and lay a hip check, and Ware just sort of bounced right off of that, took that momentum, slid right through the heart of the defense, and put that one behind Higson in the net. So now it is 5-2, Greensburg Central Catholic, now leading by 3. That is our largest lead of the day for either team. So back to the face-off circle we go. It'll be the Centurions. That pass floated way over top of everyone. So the Gators with the ball now. They'll try to get that one to Kotalupi. Bounces past him. And now it's Horton. Horton trying to use that longer stick to try and hold that up a little higher, give himself an opportunity to get that one downfield. It's turned over, though. Once again, the Centurions will have it in offensive territory here with 5 minutes remaining. Officials getting this one sorted out. And so it'll actually be white ball. Possession will stay with the Gators. Foul was against the Centurions. So that one bounces away. It was handled initially by Desmond Gowder, the senior for the Gators. Now another penalty. Centurions threatening once again. Pass this one in front. It's off the mark. Gators will come up with it. Play will stop as the penalty flag lays on the turf. And so Gowder will get called for the push. That'll be a 30-second penalty, so he'll have to run off. Hustling on for the Gators.
For Greensburg Central.
Number 17. That is Colin Valentine once again, the sophomore. Quick passing there, but that one well off the mark. So that'll get turned over. It'll be an opportunity for the Gators to play keep away here and salt the remaining seconds of this 30-second penalty. Assessed to Desmond Gowder for the push. So they'll get it forward to Higson. Higson will get this one out wide, looking for Horton. Horton able to come up with it. Good hand-eye coordination there, but he loses it. Good pressure there by the Centurions. Now Horton using his size to his advantage, keeping that one away, shielding that ball, using his body. And that'll be a failure to advance. Horton unable to find anyone open, and so that failure to advance, it'll give it right back to the Centurions. They have it in close, and that's an easy goal there.
Goal by number 7. Kevin Stasko.
That's Kevin Stasko. Stasko's had plenty of great opportunities early in this one, and finally they get him the ball literally feet away from the freshman Higson, and he's able to just sort of dance around and find a little separation, put that one home. And so the lead has grown to 4. The Gators struck first, fell behind, but were able to tie it up early. Looked like things would be highly competitive, but this second quarter has gone completely in favor of the Centurions. They've outscored the Gators 4-0 here in the second. Centurions initially came up with the draw, but that one was poked away. It'll be white ball. So the pressure works out there. Ian Wilson, a good job done there. But that one's taken away, and now the Centurions will get it back into offensive territory. And again, it's Stasko. See if he pulls the trigger here, or if he gives this one up. He's able to blow by a defender initially. He'll try and pass this one out. Much crisper passing for the Centurions here in the second quarter. So we'll get an offensive penalty against the Centurions. That'll give the ball back to the Gators. They'll advance it quickly. They'll get it to Kodalupi. The Gators will go quickly across the field. A shot from out wide. That one well off of the mark, but it will stay with the Gators.
Rob Johnson, wide left.
Johnson pulled the trigger from well outside. Good hustle there to get to it was Eric Brophy, and now Brophy will quarterback the offense from behind the net. This one gets past the Gators. Will it stay in bounds? It does. And Brophy keeps things rolling. Threatens to shoot. He'll pull it back, though. Now they'll get it in deep. And a hard hit from behind. That's going to be a penalty. That's getting absolutely walloped from behind was Kotalupi. And so Centurion will check off. And so now the Gators, the benefactors of a penalty, they'll go up a man. Have an opportunity to cut the bleeding here, now down 4. Try and get themselves back within 3 here as we get close to halftime. Just 2 minutes and 19 seconds before we take about a 10-minute break here on NFHS, but we'll have the second half for you here. See if the Gators get aggressive. They try and get someone in front of the net. That's Johnson, but Johnson loses it. And the Centurions trying to break this one out. Passes off the mark, but over pursuing it were the Gators, and so now the Centurions a little bit of space, moving the other way. A penalty upcoming against the Gators. That's going to go against number 2, Daniel Kotalupi, the junior.
Even strength.
So that'll be a 2-minute penalty there for the slash, and so Centurions got called for their first penalty. The Gators not able to take advantage of the man advantage. And so we'll go back to even strength with 1:47 left to play. Officials needing some clarification before we get back rolling into this one. Confirming the penalty was indeed for 2 minutes. And so now with that clarity, we move forward here. Under 100 seconds left to play in the first half. Quick shot, that one hits the post again. Second time the Centurions were just inches away from pay dirt. They're trying to really bust this one open before we head to the intermission. The Gators trying to hang in the peripheral this one, give themselves a chance at that first win of the season. Stasko tries to spin around. He finds some space. He tries to bounce this one in. It's just wide. Good positioning by Higson there. And good pressure defensively. Made that shot a lot harder. And so the Centurions see that one go off the mark, but they'll stick with possession here. Quick shot, excuse me, on the backhand there, trying to go with the no look. But that won't work, and so we are officially at 1 minute to play here. And the Gators have the ball. It is loose, though. First pass unable to be completed. Now they'll get it back. The Gators will get it past midfield. Kotalupi with it. Needs his reinforcements offensively. Holds on to it. Scans his options. Now he tries to go to work. Dances through a couple defenders. Nice spin move there. Still working with it. He's going to take the shot, and that one finds the back of the net.
Oh, Gators! Number 9. Matt Alexander.
Excuse me, that was Matt Alexander. As Alexander finds the back of the net for the second time here in half number 1. And Alexander, a great job there, splitting a couple defenders, going with the spin move, and then really torquing that one up before going low with it, finding the back of the net. And for a minute, it looked like it was going to be 7-2 going into the half. Centurions threatening, and they hit the post. The Gators, with a big swing there, able to come down, and with 29 seconds left, they're within 3. See if they can't get a stop here. Centurions threatening. Pass inside. That one's off the mark, though. They've got to move quick, down to 15 seconds. Pass behind the net. Trying to find someone open. Gators playing stout defense, and that one is off the mark. Nice save there by Higson. They tried to get that one between his legs, and he was able to make sure that wasn't the case. So now just 4 seconds left. That'll be Gators' ball, so in all likelihood, give this one a heave.
That's the end of the first.
Don't even need to.
With our score, Greensburg
kept it safe instead of sorry, no pass, and so that's where we'll end after one half of play, 6-3. Gators got outscored 4-1 there in the second quarter, but they scored the last goal to build a little momentum and stay in this one. So we've got ourselves what looks to be an entertaining second half. We'll step aside for about 9.5 minutes. When we return, we'll have the second half of play here from Marino Stadium in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, where Greensburg Central Catholic leads Gateway 6-3 here on NFHS. Welcome back, everyone. Here for half number 2 should be a dandy here. A close game. Last time we didn't get one. This time between Greensburg Central Catholic and your Gateway Gators, 6-3 at the half. I'm Vince Russo. Thank you so much for joining us here on NFHS for another home game here, another Gateway broadcast. 6-3 was our score. 2 goals by Matthew Alexander and Eric Brophy adding one in between that. And the Gators got an all-important third goal there right before the half. And so they turned that 4-goal lead into a 3-goal lead for the Centurions and keep themselves within striking distance of attaining that elusive first win of the season. Gators coming off of a 1-11 campaign this past season, just 2 years removed from a campaign where they got to the second round of the playoffs, a 10-6 season overall. Gators looking to build momentum back towards a season of that stature. So they've got the contest today, one Wednesday against Norwin, looking to try and get a couple wins on the board. It was 2-2 after our first quarter of play. Matthew Alexander and Eric Brophy supplying the goals, as we said, for the Gators. They scored the first, gave up a couple, and then tied it up late in the quarter before the break. Then 4 unanswered goals for the Centurions made it 6-2. But Matthew Alexander able to split a couple defenders, pulled the spin move, and gripped it and ripped it. And so that's where we stand. The Gators will have the ball to start here. That one's taken away quickly. Both teams hustling for it. That one gets away from a defensive player. Now they'll send it the length of the field. Centurions will come up with it. And so we are underway. Third quarter of action here on NFHS. Centurions going right to left on your screen here offensively now in those black uniforms, gray helmets, a little bit of maroon trim, white numerals. Gators sporting the home whites. That was a role for U.S. Lacrosse. Home teams must wear white. So the Gators doing their part. Black helmets, shorts, and numerals. It's Horton once again leaves this one off. And a big hit there, bowled over. It's Kodaluppi, or rather Matthew Alexander, my apologies. Now it's Kodaluppi with it. The 2 main offensive stalwarts here for the Gators. He's got a full head of steam. He looks to go across. Quick shot, that one well off the mark. A big hit there at the end of that one. The Gators closest to it when it went out. So Kodaluppi and company will stick with it here. Brophy with it, back behind the net. Scans his options. Go back to Kodaluppi. This one gets past Brophy, who rolls over, toward the sideline to grab it. Not a lot of movement here from the Gators offensively, taking their time, scanning their options. So we're already 2 minutes in here to second half action. Pick set there. Penalty flag on the field. That pass gets passed. They're looking for Matthews there. He motions to his head. Wanted to call for head contact there. So that'll be an interference penalty against Greensburg Central Catholic, and an opportunity here for the Gators. So they have the man advantage, looking to try and pull back within 2. They'll get it up to Kodalupi. He pulls the trigger, bounces that one. It's well off the mark. Edging towards out of bounds to be closest to it. The Gators will stick with possession here. Good hustle there by number 10 for the Gators. Dallas Steele. That ball passed in front off the mark. Now it bounces. A nice save initially. That one's still loose. And a good save there as Steele tried to put that one home after the initial shot by number 12, Robert Johnson. That ball hangs up. It's loose. Gators will come away with it. Now we'll get a call on the field. Penalty marker. A 1-minute penalty against Johnson, number 12 for the Gators. Unnecessary roughness. So a couple penalties. One against each team here in the early going. Centurions will take over after the Gators fail to execute on the man advantage. The lead is still 3 for Greensburg Central Catholic, and now they will go to work to try and add one more. Higson, the keeper, comes up with that one.
Sean Higson on that save. Here come the Gators.
Gators will get it past the 50-yard line. Now a hit up towards the head. Penalty flag will get thrown. Gators with some numbers here. A little momentum, cutting inside. Quick shot, that one off the mark. A nice opportunity there for the Gateway Gators. This ball will trail out of bounds.
Penalty against Greensburg Central.
So the slashing penalty against Greensburg Central Catholic, is that certainly looked like contact up near the head. That, I believe, will be a 2-minute penalty. That's a big emphasis. We talked about it the last time we were here. Some of the focus areas as far as U.S. lacrosse and talking about player safety. The 2 big ones which really have reverberated around sports, whether you talk about hockey, talk about football. Protecting defenseless players and trying to avoid contact up around the head area. Nice move here. Kodalupi inside. Beautiful goal.
And
so Kodalupi with his first of the night. And the Gators, don't look now, but they are back within 2. They take advantage, being a man up. And it is now 6-4. This one has remained close. Good job by the Gators there. Daniel Kodalupi. Great move inside, able to finish. You can tell Gators have a little momentum now, have the Centurions back on their heels, and Kodalupi will check into the face-off dot. We'll see if they can't build a little momentum here. Looks like a few seconds left on the penalty to Johnson. And the Gators will be back at even strength after the goal. Kodalupi with a nice spin move. He has it again. You can tell he wants the ball in his wicket. He'll pull it back wisely, though. Wait for his offense to get set up. Wait for Johnson to check back on. They'll pass it across. Johnson with it now. And now the Gators with some crisp passing. Brophy with it behind the net, goes to work quickly, spins around the shot, finds the back of the net. What a beautiful shot there by number 22, Eric Brophy.
Eric Brophy, 6'5".
And don't look now, but the Gators have scored the last 3 goals, and they're knocking on the door, trying to nod this one up. All the momentum here, as they are heating up even amidst the wet and the cold here that is. Some adverse conditions at Marino Stadium. We talked about it earlier, wind chill down around 30 degrees. Some rain down on top of that. Ball is jarred loose by the Centurions, and now they'll come quick. Pass inside, the shot. That is just too easy.
Goal for number 7. Now they waved it off. They waved off the goal.
They waved it off, and they can't believe it. Behind the play, offsides, goal will be disallowed. Good showing of sportsmanship there by Horton, trying to calm the Centurions player down, who was clearly upset that he didn't get credited for the goal. And so the Gators, with the momentum, with the ball, that pass straight up into the air, it'll bounce loose. Both teams still fighting for it. That ball still bouncing around on the turf. Now Horton with a big hit. He jars that one loose. He's been excellent thus far today. He'll come away with it. He spins, loses a player, breaks some ankles in the process. The big fella really has some wheels. And now here come the Gators once again. It's Brophy. Brophy able to get around a few. He tries to pass it, loses it, gets it back. You can tell the pace of play heating up here a little bit. The Gators trying to take advantage of this momentum. Keep the Centurions on their heel. They'll get it up to Kotaluppi, who will slow things down a little bit with 6 minutes, 15 seconds in the third quarter. So the Gators will try and take advantage of the stellar defensive play by Horton, using his size and his speed to take that ball away, move upfield. He's been an excellent passer so far today. Shot well over top. That will stay with the Gators. Pulling the trigger there, number 18 for Gateway.
Wilson on that
Ian
shot,
Wilson.
a little bit high. Gators retain possession.
Some confusion on the field for the Centurions, as it is in fact Gators ball. Gators bench calling for movement offensively, trying to find some openings here. Eric Brophy again with the ball behind the goal line, scanning his options, trying to find someone to dump this one off to. Still with it. Get it up to Wilson. Wilson going to pass that one behind the net, but it ended up hitting the post. And so what was technically a pass ends up as a shot on goal. This one gets past the Centurions, but Stasko able to pick that one up. He's got a clear avenue to the net, but that one tipped away by Kotaluppi. A nice defensive play there. And now here come the Gators. Kotaluppi turning on the Jets. He's able to push away from a few defenders. Good combination of physicality and speed here. He still has it. He is getting drilled by a couple different Centurions. He's able to absorb both of those hits, keep on going. He has it. He'll send it well across the field. Johnson faked the shot. Now a little bit of contact up around the head area and a hit on the other side. We'll see what the official call is here. There was definitely... So there will be 2 penalties here. That's the second penalty on number 20 for the Centurions, hitting a player up around the head area. A penalty as well on Eric Brophy in retaliation, hitting from behind. We'll see what the official calls here are. They got some unnecessary roughness on Greensburg Central Catholic. You've got a hit up toward the head area on Eric Brophy for the Gators, and so both players off for a few minutes. Now too many call on one side of the field. Lacrosse, you're allowed your four, or rather your 3 defensive men, 3 offensive men, and your 3 midfielders. There's a goal there, scored quickly by the Centurions. They needed that one. Gators had them on their heels. And so that builds the lead back up to 2. A little bit of frustration there for the Gators. Still a lot of time left in this one, and what's been a close contest throughout. Centurions built up a 4-goal lead at one point, but that evaporated down to 1. 3 straight goals here in the third quarter. So the Gators have done what the Centurions did in the second quarter and really sloped the play to one end of the field. But a big goal there, and now they're going to try and add another. That one poked away. That ball loose right in front of Higson. Not sure exactly who has that. Bunch of players still fighting for it. Now it's Stasko and the Centurions. He scans his options. He's going to try and spin around the net. Wasn't able to wrap that one around. Good pressure here by the Gators. Asante Martin just hounding. Finally, the Centurions get that behind the net. They'll spin around, quick shot in front. That one off the mark, and a penalty will be called as there was some heavy contact there at the end of that one. They'll play on, delayed penalty. And now another penalty against the Gators. They'll stop play on that one. Horton got the call on the first one.
Man up, Greensburg Central.
Take a look at what the calls are here. So there's an unnecessary roughness call and a slashing call, both against the Gators, and then it appears that Horton, as he was sprinting off the field for his penalty, is now in pain. Looks like something in the leg area. So we'll keep you updated, see if we can't figure anything out on that. But super unfortunate. Horton has been playing very well today. You hate to see anyone go down with an injury. Hopefully just a cramp or something of that sort. As it stands, an advantage here and a goal.
Goal for number 5.
That's number 5 for the Centurions, and that'll be the first goal for him. The lead is back up to 3. The Gators were able to pull back within 1, but 2 quick goals there. You take a look at Horton down there holding his helmet in pain. As the trainers take a look at him again, we hope that if he's not able to play at least today, that the injury doesn't keep him out for any sustained period of time. Both penalties are relieved for the Gators, although Horton certainly not checking back into action right this second. And so we're back at even strength with 2:35 left here in the third quarter. Another easy win for the Centurions. That's been a big difference maker, being able to take advantage of these draws, and they will score again.
Goal for the Centurions.
And so the lead is back up to 4. Gators had their run, and now look who's coming back in. It's Horton. Definitely a little bit of a limp in his step. He said he wants to get back out there. Trainers have cleared him.
On that goal, Peter Masowecki.
We'll see if Horton able to help build some momentum here. We got a timeout call with 2:25. So we talked about the section standings on one side of things, taking a look at the other side of Class 2A. Section 2, no surprise, the class of the section and of 2A overall is Mars at 5-0, as they have won multiple championships over the past decade. They've really been the consistent program in Western Pennsylvania at the 2A level. Shaler at 4-1, Freeport 2-2, Indiana and North Catholic also 2-2, North Hills 2-3, Moon at 1-1 on the season, Hampton 1-2, and then Knock and Plum sitting at 0-3 on the season. The section or conference 2A and 3A. Those are the two classifications in boys lacrosse here in Western Pennsylvania, a sport that continues to grow. The Gators looking to grow with it. Take a look at the breakdown of this roster. 16 upperclassmen, just 9 underclassmen. Got 7 seniors, 9 juniors, 5 sophomores, and 4 freshmen. One of those 4, Sean Higson, who has played well today, has certainly been challenged by a good transition game by the Centurions, who have made a lot of their hay offensively off of what we're seeing right now, off of the draw. And again, no exception, a quick break and a quick pass there. They'll get behind the net, set up the offense. See if the Centurions keep the pedal to the metal here if they start to slow things down, as that lead is ballooned back up to 4. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Shot, that one low and through. Stasko finds the back of the net again.
Number 7, Evan Stasko.
So that's the largest lead on the evening for either team. Greensburg Central Catholic now doubling up Gateway 10-5. Kind of feel the air's been depleted out of the sails of the Gators since around the time of that injury to Horton. Penalty and then subsequent injury, that is. A couple quick penalties by the Gators offered up a man advantage opportunity for Greensburg Central Catholic, which they executed on, and it's been a slippery slope since then, and what's been a lot of goals in a very short amount of time. Couple good hits there, but the Centurions still with it. And a quick shot. Higson, though, able to make the save this time. So the freshman up to the challenge, and play will continue here. We inch closer to the end of the third quarter. Gators trying to stop the bleeding here. Get a stop defensively. That ball very nearly intercepted there. Finally, Horton comes through with that big stick, whacks it away, but it's Stasko again, and he finds the back of the net again.
Number 7 on that goal, Evan Stasko.
So Stasko had a rough go of it in the first quarter, hit the post, and didn't seem all that accurate with the shot. Since then, he has been nothing but net. That's now his 4th goal on the evening. So 11-5 now our score. Seems like an eternity ago, even though it wasn't all that long ago, that Eric Brophy pulled this game within one. Gators really seemed like they had a lot of the momentum, and now searching for answers as they have struggled with the face-offs. Gators have it here, though, but a big hit right around midfield. They'll get turned over again. Centurions really flexing some muscle here in this third quarter, late in this third quarter. So we're now under 1 minute to play. Centurions on the hunt again. A little bit of movement here. They'll get it. The top of the slot. Horton able to jar that one loose. That one's pushed up into the air. Ball's still loose. They'll come away with it. Big hit there. That ball's still loose. Gators finally come up with it. It's Johnson. Johnson going to try and advance this past midfield. He does. He's hit from behind. See if we get a penalty here. There will be none. 5 seconds left. Centurions need to get a shot off. 2 seconds. 1 second. They will not. That'll be the end of the third quarter here. And so the Gators able to make a stop. They'll stay within 6. 11-5 is our score. 12 fresh minutes on the clock. We'll step aside for just a few seconds here. But then we'll be back with the final frame here. 11-5 the score here at Gateway High School. So we return to action here. 12 minutes left in this one. Can the Gators mount a significant comeback here? Will the Centurions effectively slam the door shut? One of these two teams is going to come away from this quarter with their first win of the season here on NFHS. Appreciate everyone joining our talented crew here today. So we are braving the elements in this one. It might be springtime here in western Pennsylvania, but the wind has shifted and it is cold. We can feel it up here. They can feel it down there. It doesn't seem to faze these athletes too much. Temperature says 39, but I assure you with this wind chill and the rain and the wind rolling through at 10 miles an hour, it sure does not feel like a crisp 39, but probably a little closer to 30 degrees here in mid-April. Gators have the ball here to start the third or fourth and final frame, rather. Eric Brophy takes it behind the net. He has a couple goals in this one. Gators could use a little more magic from him. He and Matthew Alexander each have 2. Daniel Kodalupi with 1 as well. They'll get it low. Big hit there, and the shot just off the mark. Eric Brophy trying to turn and rifle that one quickly, and a good job by the Centurions applying a little bit of pressure, keeping that from being an easy shot. Now good ball movement by the Centurions. Stasko with some free space there. The extra pass, that one's out of the wicket of the Centurions and now pushed away. Good defensive pressure there. That ball's still loose. Dom Contillo. Good pressure there. And here the Gators faithful cheering him on. But nonetheless, the Centurions will retain possession here. 90 seconds gone by. Time is going to quickly become the enemy for the Gators. It's not enough to hold the Centurions off the scoreboard. They've got to get some goals as well. A lot of contact there around the net, no call. Those bodies flying left and right for both squads. Centurions will maintain possession. Gators going to need to generate some turnovers here. Coaching staffs imploring to hear communication from their teams. Things are quieter and not a huge crowd. Not surprisingly with the weather. As another goal there for the Centurions. As they have really blown this one open here in the second half. The lead is now 7.
Number 13, Peter Mazalecki.
That's Peter Mazalecki with the goal, number 13. He's been excellent on the draw. Has a few markers here in this one. As the Centurions continue to create separation in this one. A game of runs. Gators started out up 1-0. Fell behind 2-1, then scored another to make it 2-2 at the end of the first. And 4 straight goals made it 6-2 before a quick marker at the end of the second quarter. It was 6-3 at the half. Then 2 quick goals in the third quarter made it 6-5. That's as close as the Gators have gotten. It's been all Greensburg Central Catholic since. 6 straight goals for Greensburg Central Catholic. Gators go to work offensively. Matthew Alexander with it. He's able to pull that one through, and a nice save there. My goodness. Matthew Alexander with a great shot there, and even better save by the Centurions. They continue to keep the Gators off of the scoreboard. Shot off of the mark there. Stasko knifing through. He's been excellent here, especially in the second half, but he can't find the back of the net there. But it'll remain Centurions' ball. Both coaching staffs barking out orders, still trying to not give up an inch here late in this one. Not a lot of pressure from the Gators here. Good ball movement by the Centurions, but they're also not really rushing things here late in this one. So we are down under 8 minutes, already 4 minutes off of the clock here. Gators need to generate some turnovers. That's going to be a penalty there. Contact up around the head area. They'll continue to play on. Delayed penalty. So that'll be a penalty against number 24, the Gators, Asante Martin. So that penalty will create another man advantage opportunity for Greensburg Central Catholic, who has had a majority of them tonight. But the Gators have had some opportunities as well with the man advantage. Quick shot from up top. Higson able to come up with that one. Or rather, they have gone to number 28 in goal. And so that's Nicholas Newhouse, the sophomore, who we saw last time out against South Fayette. Newhouse has checked into the game and makes a nice save there. Nice pass there, but this one going to trail away. Gators able to keep it in. That pass just off of the mark. Kotaluppi wasn't able to catch up to that one. So once again, the Centurions have it past midfield. Past midfield, and a shot there is blocked right in front of the net. Horton able to come up with it. He sends this one deep. No one's home, though. We'll get a whistle now. Hard to determine the call, but you can see the rain is coming down pretty heavily now with 6:15 left in this one. It has just continued to pour and pour and pour. We have had no break in the rain in this one thus far, and this is probably the hardest it's rained at any point in the contest. Possession will remain with the Gators. See if they can't find the back of the net a few more times before the end of this one. Already a season high in goals. Quick shot there. Kotaluppi just misses low and right.
By the Gators, wide right, they keep possession.
As you hear from the PA announcer, we'll stick with it on offense here. The Gators will. Wind picks up in conjunction with the rain. Shot there. That one's blocked. Both sides pushing and shoving, trying to get to that one. Centurions able to come away with it at least momentarily. That one continues to bounce loose, though. Now a little bit of over pursuit. Frees that one up. And it'll be Johnson for the Gators. A big hit there. That'll be a penalty as Eric Brophy absorbs the contact. He got that pass from Robert Johnson and got walloped. So that'll be a penalty against the Centurions here with 5.5 minutes left.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout will be called. Both teams will get a chance to talk this one over. 5:24 left in the final frame. Continuing on, we've talked about the standings. We look at 3A. Mount Lebanon and Peters Township sit at 3-0 in Section 1. Penn Trafford at 2-1 overall. Hempfield and Upper St. Clair at 1-1. Bethel Park 1-2 in the early goings of the season. Cannock McMillan the same at 1-2. And Latrobe and Baldwin still looking for their first victories on their campaign, sitting at 0-2 and 0-3 respectively. Section 2, North Allegheny at 2-0, Central Catholic at 2-1, Fox Chapel 1-1, Seneca Valley 1-1, Alderdice 0-1, along with Butler and Pine Richland, and then Norwin 0-2. As we said, the Gators will travel to take on Norwin in a few days, so they'll have another opportunity to claim their first victory of the season, as that looks as though it's not going to happen today, unfortunately, unless the Gators can really mount an impressive comeback. They're going to need 7 goals to tie this one up over the next 5.5 minutes, with just 5 here through about 3.5 quarters of play. Offense still continues to be an issue in terms of consistency, but definitely some glimpses of success, both from Matthew Alexander and Eric Brophy, with Daniel Kotaluppi finding the back of the net as well. And then defensively, some bright spots as well. See if the Gators can build off of even some of these smaller successes. The Centurions will come away with it. A lot of speed here. Look at them go. A lot of space. That pass going to be off the mark. It appears the ball will be turned over to the Gators. See if they can't make something of it here. They'll get it to Newhouse. Newhouse comes away with it after a little pressure there. Tries to go back to Horton. That one's turned over. Horton able to stymie the offense, if only for a second. And then it's going to be a shot to the back of the net. A beautiful goal there. So that'll make it 13-5. Stasko able to find the back of the net once again. Turn that turnover into a beautiful top cheddar shot. As you see, once again, it is really coming down here, folks. I do not envy those players down on the field. They still look like they're having a good time, but my goodness. It is cold. It is wet. Hopefully only up from here as far as weather conditions go this season. 13-5 now the lead for the Centurions. They'll win the draw. Long pass over to Stasko. He once again with a little bit of running room. He's going to pull back behind the net, scan his options, and allow his offense to get set up. Couple big hits there. A Centurion goes down to the turf. All legal hits, no calls there. That'll push things back out for Greensburg Central Catholic. They have to reevaluate and go back to work. Now a shot from about 20 yards out. That one gets blocked before it even gets to Newhouse. But the Centurions will get back to it first. Couple nice moves with the ball. Gets sprung loose. Now 4 Gators right around it. Finally they pick it up, but it's jarred loose once again. Now it's Johnson. Robert Johnson with it. And a junior able to get away from a few would-be defenders. He'll get it across the 50-yard line, and the Gators will get their offensive squad out onto the field. Now a quick shot, another nice save. They'll get it back. Alexander scans his options and can't get that one to go, and he is absolutely walloped from behind. A lot of pressure there. Good effort by Matthew Alexander. Had the initial shot right into the gut of the goalkeeper, followed it up, got it back off of the rebound, but just couldn't put that one home. And so we inch closer to the 3-minute remaining mark and the conclusion of this section matchup between the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions and your Gateway Gators here on NFHS. I want to thank our entire crew, led by Adam Gusky, Lee Schaefer, and Renee Schaefer. Also braving the elements tonight to help put this on for everyone. Certainly appreciate all the work from everyone involved that makes this happen, along with the support from the school district, school board, the athletic department here at Gateway High School. To be able to bring you all sorts of sports. If this is your first time tuning in, there's a little bit of everything here throughout the year. So make sure to stay tuned in here on NFHS and throughout the different seasons on YouTube. And a lot of fun hopefully still to come here. Just wrapped up basketball season, football in the fall. Now we're into spring sports and everything that comes along with that. Shot is blocked there. Penalty, delayed penalty was called.
Line up, Gators.
There'll be a penalty against Greensburg Central Catholic off of the delayed call, and so the Gators will have at least one more man advantage opportunity here. As we approach the final 100 seconds of this one here at Antimarino Stadium. Nice pass behind the back. That one bounces off of the wicket. Gators will turn it over. Went back and forth there. Cotalupi with a nice pass, a little behind the back, then went back to him on the give and go. But unable to pull the trigger was Ian Wilson, and so the Centurions take over with 1:14 left. See if either of these teams are able to put one more marker up on the board before all is said and done. We've got a stoppage in play here. There'll be a penalty against Greensburg Central Catholic. Appears that there was an illegal substitution, so that'll turn the ball over to the Gators. Desmond Gowder with it. He shakes away from a couple defenders, gets it across to Eric Brophy, and now Brophy will go back over to Wilson. Wilson thought about the shot. He'll get it back up to Brophy. Brophy got to try and create a little bit of space. Gets past one defender, takes the shot. That one saved. Now with 25 seconds left, Centurions will send this one deep. See if they go for one more here. That one bounces away. Newhouse has it. That one's taken out of his wicket, though. I don't know that they're allowed to do that. So the Gators will get it back with one last gasp here. 8 seconds left. It'll come to Cotalupi. He tries to split two defenders. He does. Has one more chance here with 2 seconds left. Pulls the trigger. That one goes off the mark. And that is going to be the end of this one. So 13-5, our final score here at Antimarino Stadium. Gators will fall to 0-4 on the early part of the season, while the Centurions net their first win of the season. They move to 500 at 1-1. For your Gators, the scorers today, it was Matthew Alexander with 2, Eric Brophy with 2, and Daniel Cotalupi with 1. We will bid you adieu for this evening. Again, our final score, 13-5. We'll be with you again very soon for more spring sports here at Gateway High School. But on behalf of our entire crew of the Schaefers, led by Adam Gusky, I'm Vince Russo, and we will see you all again very soon here at Gateway High School for one last time here on NFHS. Your final score, Greensburg Central Catholic 13, Gateway 5.